shots fired, fuck a bulletproof vest. Killer Cali cost your life to invest.
So, this is the story time on the time that I fought my best friend, my ex-best friend, whatever you want to call her. So, it started back in the 8th grade, I believe, either 7th or 8th grade, but I'm not 100% sure. We were like doing everything together all the time, every day, 24/7. Whatchamacallit, there was this one time where she came over to my house, right? And she stayed the night, of course, and like we all had fun and stuff, you know. And then I guess she was supposed to go home the next day. Well, we were gonna go to some barbecue for my brother's football team that he was playing with at the time, and she decided she wanted to go. So I guess she texted her mom and she said if she could go, and her mom said of course, whatever. And my dad didn't know, so he was planning on taking her home. And so he, like, whenever she told him that he was saying, he was kind of like, why didn't you say anything? You know, I had to let this guy know that who's all coming with me, you know, so that they make enough food, even though it was a barbecue. There's always enough food. Well, so he was already a little irritated about that she didn't tell him what was up, and if maybe my dad didn't want her to stay or something, that she can't just, you know, voluntarily say that I'm staying, you know. So we get to the barbecue and everything's cool. Like, it's all like we're all like running around and doing the most, being kids, Nerf gun wars, and like we were taking walks down the block in midnight and stuff like that, doing like everything kids do. Well, we finally go inside and we settle down, and we're all in the room like watching TV, and like on the Xbox, playing Call of Duty, PlayStation, all that stuff. Well, she asked this one dude if she could use his phone, and of course, like this kid's like nice, and so he says yes. So she gets it and she calls up her ex. Okay, why? Anyways, so she's on the phone with him and he's telling like he doesn't want nothing to do with her. He doesn't want her. But she's like pushing, you know. And so he says that he wants his phone back. But he doesn't say it to her. I mean, he doesn't know her and he doesn't know like how she would react to that, you know. And so I'm like, okay. So like we're asking her to give him his phone back, and she doesn't. Like, she stays on it. And like he's getting irritated and stuff like that, and I'm getting irritated because first of all, it's not your phone and he wants it back, so give it back. Okay? And so like I tell him, like he's sitting on the bed and I'm sitting on this couch area, and I'm telling him like, go to the living room, I want to talk to you, you know, trying to figure out how to get her phone back without getting the parents involved, you know, because we are like doing stuff we're not supposed to. So I was getting ready. Okay, so he walked out a little bit in front of me and I was getting ready to walk out. So she stands up from where she's at and she comes up to me and she's like, well, you're the one that liked him before me, and pushes me. Well, first of all, bitch, what the fuck does me liking him or having him before you have to do with anything? And second of all, don't put your hands on me. Like, I was mad. So, like, I punched her, right? So, like, I just, like, stuck that bitch. And she was still on the phone. So, like, the phone fell, and she fell back onto this shoe rack thing. And let me tell you, before that, when we were all messing around, she had, like, did something to her earlier, and it, like, broke, but it was still standing. Well, when she fell into it, it like finally like collapsed and fell on the floor. So she fell on the floor in the corner, and like there was like the closet, and then it was that thing, and she fell into the corner. Well, one punch ain't enough for you, girl. One punch ain't enough. So I just got on top of her and I started hitting her. And when I thought she had enough, like but like, you know, like when, like if you've ever been in a fight and you're fighting and you're like winning and like everybody's like whoa whoa whoa, you know, and like duh, you're gonna be like, yeah, you got like extra momentum, and like you're you know, you're going, your adrenaline's like, you know. And like, so I finally get off of her, and then everybody's like, damn, what, all that, all the boys are like that. So she gets up, she's bleeding and everything, and whatchamacallit, she gets up and she's like, this is all because of you. No, bitch. You put your hands on me because I asked you, because I was about to ask him to ask you to give him back his phone. That's on you. So she walks out. Okay, so like I back out of the way, because had she bumped into me while she was walking out, we would have fought again, probably in the hallway. So like I backed out of the way, and like all the boys were like telling me I needed to chill and stuff like that. And she goes like down the hallway and she goes out the front door. Well, all the boys run into the backyard on the patio where everybody's like cooking and stuff like that, you know, when they're all cooking and stuff. And whatchamacallit, like they're all telling the parents what happened, my dad and everything. Well, I'm telling my dad, like, she tried to leave, like she walked out of here and I don't know what she's doing. So my dad goes into the front through the back gate, or like I don't know, and he's telling her like, you can't leave, because if something happens to you while you're trying to leave, that's on me. And so like he's like, you can sit out here until your mom gets here or whatever, but I think you need to go home. So she's sitting out there, and like everybody's inside and in the backyard talking about it, being loud, laughing. Mind you, she can hear everything because we're loud as fuck. But like, so what? Who cares? So then her mom gets there, and whatchamacallit, like, okay, so her mom gets there, and so my dad goes out there and tells her what's going on. And of course, oh, my child never does nothing wrong, like, it was not my child, stuff like that. Which is irritating, because your child does do wrong, your child, you know. So like they get into it or whatever, and then he finally gets pissed off and like shuts the door on them, and like done from there. So then it was a Saturday, so we have all Sunday, and like I'm telling people, I'm like, yeah, I whipped his ass, all that stuff, and I'm like, and they're like, do you got a video, and like she's throwing slugs all over social media and stuff, and I'm like, get whipped again if you want to. So it's finally Monday, and we go to school, and I didn't see her pretty much all day, and like everyone's asking me like, did you fight her, and I'm like, yeah, why? And she's like, and like they're like, well, she's going around telling everybody that she whipped your ass and da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, she did not.
Go crazy.
Do you want proof? So then, like, we get into, finally we get into CA, and we're all in, like, rows and stuff, and so I ended up having to go talk to, like, the counselor or something, because I guess it got around to them. She's telling me, like, you could still get in trouble for this stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Nobody gives a fuck. So then I walk into that thing late, and everybody's sitting there, and I walk in, and I walk right in front of her, and she got her head down the whole time. Bitch, if you talk shit, look at me. So I go and change, and I come back out. Well, then we go out to the track, and we're like stretching and all that stuff. Still nothing. Still doesn't want to talk. Still act like she don't know who I am, because she got whooped. She got scratched all over her face. Her tooth was fucking, you know. So then we go to the cafeteria after that class. And I'm asking, like, I go up to her, and I'm like, so you whipped my ass, what's up? And like, I was like mad, you know, sitting here yelling and all that. And then like we ended up like getting in trouble for cars in the scene, and we ended up having to sit in lunch detention for the next 2 days, or at least I did. I don't know about her, I don't really care, but I ended up having to sit in that for two days, just lunch detention, not even all the day, because it was only during lunch detention, and it's not like we fought, so they can't really do much for that. But yeah, so that is the time that I fought my best friend, my ex-best friend, over some bullshit. But yeah, and if you like this video, like and subscribe and tell your friends. And leave in the comment section below what I should post next. Bye, guys.